Hi, Nicole. Are we the only ones?
So far, so good. Like, yeah.
Everyone watching the replay, were you scared because I told you to come with your stats, or where are you? Oh my gosh. Hey, well, Nicole, I just get to hear from you then. Sorry, I was a minute late making a
Oh,
protein
it's all
shake
good.
quick.
I love
Um,
that.
Tell me good news and wins for you, and then I want you to share your stats right now this month with me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So wins. I have six lovely people added to my team this month,
Amazing. So good.
which I am onboarding all seven of them the last 2 days, and I'm
Sure.
going live in all of them today.
Sure.
You know, I really took to heart what you said last week about really pouring into each of those classes, each of your hosts, each of your team members. So this is why I'm like, okay, I've scheduled like all of them to be in person live, and I'm doing different things in each live. So they're not repeated, they're not the same.
Love it. Well, it'll help
Yeah.
you keep your energy up because then you don't feel like you're just like because I think we're guilty of that a little bit. That's part of why I'm really recommending everybody keep it
Mm-hmm.
more exciting is so that you don't find yourself like, oh, I did a live, but like it was subpar, I was tired and whatever. It's like if you change it up, like tonight I'm making something I've never made on live before. It makes you like have fun with it and just like have fun with dinner. I'm like, oops, it didn't work or it did work, but I think it like more authentic. So I love that you're treating them each
Exactly.
individual. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I think, Nicole, if you were to ask me years ago, how did you build, Kayla, the team that you have now? A big part of that was, again, when I only had one person, I loved on that one person. When I had two people, I loved on the two
Mm-hmm.
people. Now, of course, I try to love on all the people, right? But
Yeah.
if I only had a few people, if I had six new people come in, I would try to make each one feel like they're my most important teammate until they prove to me that they don't care. But if they care, I'm going to
Yeah.
try to individualize that and not take away from my personal business. You do have to find systems and tools to do that. But I think if you
Mm-hmm.
treat them well, your return on that investment is going to be way bigger for sure.
Perfect. 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 Yeah. That's what I've been working on
Okay.
is really like I do my business first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Like as
Same.
I'm sipping my coffee, put in all of my things. And then I'm starting on theirs. So, it's just, yeah. And I mean, yesterday, at the lake, I put in the rest of their slides and everything for each of their classes.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I
Done.
took some me time and did
Yep.
2 hours in the pool. So
Love
yeah.
it. I think. Hi, everybody. I think when you are more focused like that and you have purpose to your work time and you know exactly what has to get done, like today, I know what I got to get done yet before I get Macaulay. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, blinders on, background noise for me works. If you need it quiet, whatever. But I think then you have more time blocking and having a plan gives you more freedom in the long run. It's not more
Absolutely.
constraining, it gives you more freedom. And I think that's important to talk about. So love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about
Awesome.
stats? So we know you're sponsoring like crazy this month, which is amazing. How's everything going?
So far, not so good. Um, I totally forgot to grab my stats. So I'm like grabbing my phone right now and doing. Um,
Well, you do that.
yeah.
You get it ready. Write down personal sales, team sales, where you're at. Mickey
Okay.
or Allison, do you guys want to go next? Good news. What's going well? And then we're talking about kind of our stats and where we're at. Who wants to go?
I will.
Sure. Thank you, Allison.
So good news is I was able to sponsor someone today this month. So I'm
Yay.
excited about that.
Great.
My couple of parties that I had scheduled for September have fell through, but I'm trying to turn one of them into a party. So hopefully that will work out. I already have some money in there that I put one of my customers in. So she's starting out, with $50 in there. And so I'm trying to encourage her to bring more people in. The stats wise, I just have, I'm not as much as I have been in the past. I have my personal is 714.55 right now. see. And then team wise, I don't know if let me see if I got that.
That's okay.
Um,
Do you know where to look?
I do. I just screenshot. It says my team.
Yep. I just want to make sure because some people, surprisingly, a lot of people actually don't know where to look. So I'm always like, do you know where to look? Otherwise, I'm more than happy to help.
Okay. So was I supposed to click on the my team and then it'll tell me, or
So
should it say right?
I don't know where you're looking from. That's what's hard.
Okay.
So I look under reports, I go under team management, or if you guys have leaders underneath you, then I would go under org management. And that's where you can see your numbers better. I don't know what report you were using, but that's where I go to see the numbers.
All right. It's called management.
Yep. So team reports and then management.
Okay, let me look. Reports. And then it shows my team down below. Let's see, team.
Do you see it?
I see. So I'm in reports. And
Here, what
then-
if I do
and
this?
then-
What if I just do a screen share? I think that's going to be faster. So we keep the valuable time and we don't spend too
Okay.
much time on this. Okay, everyone, I'm going to do a screen share. You ready?
Yeah.
I am going to go into my report here. And I'm going to go to my team. See where I'm going to reports, my team.
Got it.
And then I'm going to go down to, it's thinking, of course, it's going to take forever probably because now I'm on Zoom. So I feel like the pressure is on. So it's just going to think, it's going to spin forever. Actually, the bigger your org and bigger your team is, it does think longer. Then I'm going to go to team management. So if you're on a screen like this, it's 6 spots over. If you're on a computer, I'm thinking it lists, or excuse me, if you're on a computer, it's 6 spots in. If you're on a phone, I think it just like goes, like it would be team sales, spotlight solution, etc. So I'm going to go to team management. And then do you guys see this? Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I unclick the plus sign, it brings my whole team up. But what you want to do is do the arrow to the right-hand side. And that's going to show you personal sales, how many you've sponsored this month. Total personally sponsored is important because then we know how many people you have in your pool of personal sponsored. Total team QV. Do you guys see that? Is everybody seeing it on the screen? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing it on the screen. But as a team management, are we talking my leader? Because I don't have a team.
Oh, then Allison, see, I don't know these things. So then
Yeah.
you're not looking for anything. Nope, you're good.
Yeah.
Nope,
Okay.
you're good. But for everybody else, this was a good exercise because if somebody asks you your stats, you should be able to quickly find them. You should know where you're at in QV for the month because that's what counts. You should know how many people you've sponsored and who's personally, qualified on your team versus personally sponsored, and then also total team. Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Allison, great wins. Can I ask you a quick question in your wins? I'm gonna stop screen share. I
Yes.
want to see your pretty face. Why did your parties not hold? What do you think happened? Is there any learnings there that we could learn from?
Health problems. My second one, I had her set for September 7th or 10th actually. And this is her second time that she's had to cancel, and it's health. It's between her and her daughter's health. And then the first one was health again. She's on a very strict dietary, and it was just going to be more stress than I could hear it in her voice and everything. So I said, let's do a catalog. She wasn't bringing anyone in. I was trying not to be pushy. I was sending, invite, just fun text, positive text, and just say, hey, I'm so excited. Because she was going to come over here and we were going to cook together, do a live and have some in person. And I was like, okay, great. Who can you invite, out of family and friends? And she just was like having excuses after excuses. Well, this one's going through this. And I was like, okay, if you want to give me their information, I can invite them. and I haven't gotten anything at this point. So I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm still trying to stay positive. I'm like, let's do a catalog. I did a catalog party not too long ago,
Sure.
and it was pulling teeth, but I got, you know, the sales up there where she was able to get quite a bit half off and free. And she even posted on my page of what she all got for, and she was thanking everyone. And I, you know, that was awesome. And that's what I want to see. So I was hoping that my customer, you know, would, you know, I'm like, hey, did you see so-and-so, how much she got and everything? And I know that you love Epicure as much as I do. You know, let's get this done. Let's do it. But it's, you know, there's excuses, a lot of excuses right now. And, you know, you just want to say, stop with the excuses.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Yep. Okay. I've got some thoughts. We'll move into, I'm gonna give everyone a chance to share good news, give everyone a chance to share their stats, and then we'll come back to kind of events and stuff. Nicole, do you have your stats ready? Do you want to share them quick? Good. Cool. Go.
Hey, Kayla, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. This is Stephanie. Can I share mine real quick? Because then I'm starting to drive and I got to look at the map.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm at 949 QV. I have three people on my team. They have 52 total. Everybody's having a month. I think I've worked with you individually with all of those. I have an order that I still have to put in, tally up the things from the vendor thing this weekend that I
Yeah.
have to put in.
Yep.
So I'm going to be over 1,000, and I have a lot of follow-up from the event. That's my summary.
Okay. Do you think, Stephanie, are you gonna be close to executive? The gap's gonna be the people. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me because you look frozen. Stephanie's in my team, so I can see her stats, you guys. So that's how I know where she's a little closer at 2. Stephanie, when you get back, or when you can type, when you can talk, I want to know if you think what your gap's gonna be and what you think you need most to be able to hit your goal of executive. Stephanie wants to make sure minimum she's an executive this month so she can go to Leader Summit next month and get all that extra training, the info. And there's going to be a lot. And I'm actually one of the trainers. So is Marie-Pierre Lupin, who's on fire right now in Quebec area. It's going to be a great conference. And so, yeah, you all want to be at minimum executive, if not a new leader. So Stephanie, let me know. I don't know if you can talk right now quick or not, but where are you at as far as that goal?
Well, unless I get a whole bunch of people that sign up and order things, I don't know where the people on my team are at. They just have so much going, you know? So with others ordering, I'm not seeing it. And following up with people, I've been following up with everybody, especially with the 1999 and who's
Yeah.
interested in this. So I'm booking out my September. I feel very strong about my
Good.
September. And just is what it is. So
Got it. Yep. Okay. Keep me posted. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
Nicole, back to you for stats.
Okay, so really quick, personal sales are 687 QV. However, I still have a mystery host with the mystery bundles happening. My team sales are 1449 QV. I have 2 that are close to qualifying. Plus, I am launching my 7. So I'm really hoping that they bring something in. However, as long as my goal for the end of August was later. I am okay with executive consultant. However, I'm not happy because I want to be a leader again because, just spreading so much more, right?
Yep.
It really is getting those people on my team who know and they're already established to do if they want to, but you can't drag them down a hill, right? So yeah.
Nicole, I think with all your launches, you've got a lot of volume there. Say your team volume again one more time.
1449 QV.
I don't think you're going to have any problem hitting executive if you coach them well and you launch these people well. So it's going to
Thank
get you
you.
into summit. And then your goal needs to be a re-promotion next month. I think at
Correct.
this point, it's a little too big of a gap to say like run all out. Now you could, let's say all of a sudden 2 of your people have $1,000 parties. That may look different in the next 2 days. I don't know, but I would say get them started strong, get them launched strong, help them earn their saute pans, all the things. And don't just talk launch. Everyone, this is Stephanie too, Mickey, each of you. So guilty are so many leaders and future leaders. You say launch, you get the person launched, you get them qualified, you get your pan river, and it's like, okay, well, what'd you set up next with them? And then it's cricket.
Everything.
And it's like,
Yeah.
no, like you should have said like, okay, so you're working on the 20 steps. Your friend Bethany's booking off your launch. Great. Do you feel confident setting up Bethany? Who else can we get set up? You said there was a farmer's market in your town. Can you get, like you guys are the coaches and the mentors. Now you can't do it for them. And you need to always, a lot of you weren't on yet. Nicole was on alone and she said, I'm loving that I'm learning to work my personal business in the morning and check in with my team after. You've got to have a personal business or you can't be on these calls. That's just the honest truth, right? And then I can teach you how to make great money. But it comes from having personal business, personal sales, personal customers, personal residual income, and then helping others. So yes, I love that plan. I think you're solidly set up for that. And I think, Stephanie, you're going to see that same thing, maybe 1 month behind Nicole, as far as this rebuild period for you. Keep sponsoring, Stephanie, but just all of you note, it's easy. It's really easy to be complacent in a season where people are busy. How many of you can agree with this? Sometimes that you've got mom friends putting their kids back in school, or like Dana's moving in, older kids into college. And I think sometimes you can just be really comfy when they give you the like, well, I'm really busy or whatever. And something I've been working with my Oregon is, no, absolutely validate them. Share like, gosh, it must be so exciting. Or are you feeling all the things? Like, it's got to be hard having, an empty nest or whatever. Can I help you? I know this week isn't the week for you. I get it. But I'm thinking if we get it set up now, you'll be needing this in early September. You'll be needing this by October, whatever it is. I really just try to be a solution because everyone otherwise is going to be a victim of busy. And then your business becomes a victim of that. And I think if you can learn to love on people and truly be of service, like I think Stephanie's teammates, let's just say I have no idea exactly if this is it, but let's go over another example quick. Let's say her teammates are saying to her, like, I'm so busy, I'm drowning in back to school, I can barely get my head above water, or I haven't had time to do this. It's her role to say, well, what about if you do this? Could you share this message with 10 people and the link, and let's see if we can get some abundance happening? That would only take you a few minutes when the kids are in bed, or after you do drop off or whatever. I think we have to be that solution focused and give the actual, like, what about this? And then you can kind of tell, do they really want this or not? Because based on their response, do they just want to be a victim of busy? You can't solve them then. So Allison, with your cancellations, that might be a way to feel them out. Like, I know you've had a lot happening and I just want to, know if I could still be of service. My heart is to say, right now it's heavy and it's hard. Can we get something set for September? And if you've changed your mind, that's okay too. Like, give them the out. But to just keep dragging people along, you guys, I think isn't a solution. And then you think you've got upcoming business that is actually never going to come to fruition. You're just wasting your time. So I want to make sure with your teammates, you don't just launch them and you get past that and you get them set up strong. And then same with people giving you all the reasons why either they can't be a customer right now. They can't be customer excuse would be, I haven't had time to look, I'm so busy. How many of you have heard that? I get it. How about if I pick a couple things for you and suggest a cart? Would that be a blessing to you in this time? I almost make it so that they have to actually say to me, I'm actually just not interested right now. Perfect. Then I know, because I'm in sales at the end of the day. You know that. Just like I wouldn't go in and look at used cars with someone for 2 hours and then either not say I'm not in, you'd either say I'm not interested at this time or whatever. You wouldn't just leave the lot typically. And if you do, shame on you, because that's the person just spent 2 hours with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just a normal sales exchange. And I think sometimes social media can dim that or dull that. So I'm really working hard on training. No, it's okay to say like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so sorry you had that loss. Like, I'll tell you what, I'll circle back to you in October. If you're ready before then, let me know. Like, having that, just that confidence in your business. Is that helpful?
Yes, I actually, those two were for September. It was September 1st and September 10th. And I was trying to top load my my month because I'm going to be gone to Colorado. I'm expecting my first grandbaby. So, so I was trying to make it a win-win, for the first of the month. And so it's kind of not going that direction. But I asked for this will be the third time. I'm like, how about, to relieve the stress, because I realize that you're overwhelmed right now, for September. How about October? And so she's like, yes, so, she put a yes out there, and whether it is, it is, but we'll see. And then hopefully the catalog party goes well, but we'll see. But I am trying. And I'm also, another thing just to point out, I am on a lot of gluten-free sites on Instagram, and and some of these ladies are doing everything that we do, except without Epicure. And they're not getting anything out of it. And I am just shocked. I'm just like, oh my gosh, one lady's doing crock pots. She's a busy nurse. She's doing crock pots and showing all the bad ingredients, of course, and putting it in the crock pot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Epicure is for you. So I'll privately message her and put in, and say, hey, can we chat, this and that. And then another lady's in Ohio. The other one I think is in Texas. The other one is in Ohio, and she is gluten-free. Her husband's diabetic. Her kids are sensitive to gluten, and she has 5 kids. Right now, she did tell me the latest that she is interested. However, her son is going into the hospital on September 5th. So there's a lot of roadblocks right now going on, but every day I'm putting messages out and planting those seeds, so you say. And so I'm really trying. I really want this. So we'll see what happens.
Allison, something for you to maybe think about. I don't know what your business looks like now. Again, I'm not your leader, so do what you want with this. But I would say if you're spending the time and you're seeing you're doing technically market research by saying, hey, I'm in these groups, I'm in these communities, and people want this. One thing Nate showed me this weekend that made me die around the campfire, but you guys, it's so good. Everybody take only 5 minutes. Scouts Honor, okay? Only 5 minutes. Dana, you too. This is so funny. And go look up on Instagram or TikTok. I think it's TikTok. Nate's just yelling from the other room. It's okay, you guys know OnlyFans is a very inappropriate thing that TikTok uses to kind of sexualize women. So don't look up OnlyFans. This is important. Look up OnlyPans with a P. And
Okay.
It's this woman who's taken the concept to make guys laugh of OnlyFans, but she's OnlyPans and all she does is cook. But in her language, every once in a while, the music in the background's a little on the line of sexual versus not. And her language is funny. And instead of saying are you hungry or are you horny? She says, are you hungry or something you'll get it. There's a catch line. It's funny. It's hilarious, Dana. And all she's doing inappropriate clothing. It's nothing not appropriate, but it makes you pay attention. It caught his attention.
Mhm.
He watches her every day. She makes normal food, mashed potatoes, chicken cast. I mean, it's normal, but it's funny. We need to do that and stop saying, oh, there's this group that exists or there's this. I just want to call and this, I didn't have a plan for today at all on the list, but I just want to say it out loud. He's right. The people that want to make money doing something they love, like us sharing these products that we're passionate about, they're finding a way instead of sitting and watching everyone else do it. And so he said, you need to figure out what your thing is. Is that the microwave? Is it the protein? Is it healthy desserts under so many calories? I follow a friend, Holly Hillier. I actually sent this to Amelia to listen to, and she did. Holly Hillier on Instagram is a Beachbody coach, and she's literally growing her following in the last 3 months by 30,000 people. And do you know how? By sharing dessert recipes that has helped her lose 47 pounds and counting. And that is all she shares. She puts her kids in her life and her stories, but if you go out to her feed, it's her meal plan once a week, and otherwise it's just dessert recipes. That is it. Using, high protein, low carb. Our protein blend would fit perfectly. It doesn't matter if it's Beachbody or her. We could take the same dang recipes and rebrand them. But she's not afraid to say, I've niched down so far. I'm doing what I love, and people are flocking in for it. Nobody wants to come to your page anymore if you're just a regular old mom blogger or food blogger. There's a dime a dozen. They're on every corner. On this street, there's probably 90 of us, doing Instagram stories and trying to sell whatever it is we sell. But what makes you stand out is the OnlyPans girl. And, I think what she sells, Nate and I think, is ebooks of recipes and stuff. Well, we also have all kinds of, you could take, there's so many ways that we could use what we're good at and our products in that and market ourselves and really make this work. But we spend too much time, and Allison, I'm not saying you do, but just you brought it up, so I'm going off of you, looking at what everybody else is doing, thinking I can't be that person. And I've seen my following go up. Now I'm not going as fast, but I also haven't been doing it as authentically as what Holly has. But even in just switching my Instagram to mostly food, I'm finally almost at 2,000 followers. And that sounds stupid because I've been doing this a long time. You guys, I have stayed around 1,300 to 1,500 for 2 years. And so just even in the last 6 weeks to see that I'm almost at 2,000, it's if I used more of my voice and my personality, I could be that. So just wanting to say, like, don't be a fly on the wall. Go into the group, get the inspiration, see the kind of people that need our products. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect if the group allows you. I'm not saying any of that, but I've already taught that on an earlier week in this group. Now I'm saying, are you thinking about how you can actually do? If you don't know what to do during your work session and you've done your 5 reaches for parties and you've done your 1 business reach and you're doing the work, or you're doing follow-up like Denise after a vendor event, I see you're on, Denise, hi friend, then your next step should be, how are you branding or marketing yourself? Because I just don't think this is the time to sit and watch everybody else do it and wonder why your business isn't growing if you want to be a social seller. Now, if you want to be out and about, then you got to get out and you got to do events and you got to do all the things. You guys know that already. Okay, who else wants to share their wins? And Dana, if you want to add anything, we were just going over wins, and then like Nicole shared her stats, Stephanie did, Allison did. We were looking at personal sales, personal sponsoring, kind of game planning, like Nicole, executive this month, leader next month, Stephanie, executive next month, really working with sponsoring right now. Yeah, who else wants to go? Barbara? Yeah, please. Nice to see you.
Came a bit late, so I'm not sure exactly what you were looking at. I got stuck in a work meeting. Right now, I'm not quite exec again. I haven't reached leader at any point. I still need 1 more ambassador for exec. There is 3855 in team sales. I have just over 2,000 in personal. I had 1 personally sponsored this month, but three since July. Overall, we had 5 teams sponsored in July and August, I think it was. So we have a total of 14 in the team now. So that's about where we were. I was really hoping for leader this month, but that's not going to happen with needing 2,100 at this point. A lot of I guess the biggest barrier to that is I have 7, I think it is, ambassadors who either not necessarily personally sponsored, but overall, who has 0 QV and are either not interested or hobby, that type thing. So while I think it's great that they only need 250 every 3 as a cumulative, it really works about against us for ranking up.
Yeah, I love it. So, okay, let's talk about really a couple of things. I'll admit, even August for me, Barbara, has been a little lower than I expected. I'm doing a couple of things. So first off, I want to say a couple things. 2,000 QV, is that your gap? Is that what I heard correctly?
Yes.
That's actually not, I mean, I've helped, Dana knows, that's like my specialty, is helping leaders close that. Now, I'm not saying you should, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, because I don't know. I don't work with you directly. Dana would probably know more and be able to help you even more, but I just want to give you my quick 2 cents. I am one where I feel like if you're over 3,500 in any month or 4,000, you always go for it because you have to do it the next month anyway. So why start at 0? I do want to validate a few things on this call though, future leaders, in case you're in your head. August has been the hardest month I've experienced in a long while. And here's why, because my brain needed to also flip out of stop being a victim of being busy. I'm so sick of that. Anyone else? Like, I mean, we are busy and Dana is probably feeling all the feels with her kids. I know Nate had an emotional weekend of watching Macaulay, a couple of years ago, he was in 4K and how are you in 2nd grade? Like, I mean, I'm going to cry saying it, like, and that's only 2nd grade. I can't imagine college. My point is like, we're all busy buying the supplies and I signed up to be on the auction committee. So I'm taking donations and I'm doing all these things. I get it, but guys, we all eat. So in the next couple days, could any one of you close a big gap? Yeah, Stephanie could still hit executive if she wants to. Nicole, you could still hit leader. That's why I said to watch your numbers. That's why I asked you guys to come with your numbers because my specialty is saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, I get it. If it doesn't happen, I don't want you to be disappointed on month end, but I want you to go to bed knowing you did everything you could because you got to do it all again starting September 1. So a couple quick ideas that I want to insert here that are more like immediate than like branding yourself. Like I was saying to Allison, branding yourself is important. If you want to be here for the long game, we need to increase our social media presence and we need to make people laugh and want to come to us and come to us for a specific reason. But right now, what could you do? Okay, 1, the Italian bundle is awesome and it's double QV. So right there, have you sent out an email? I decided today, I really want to have trip for 2 locked in like ASAP. My goal was by the end of the month, I'm going to be a little short, like not much, but a little, couple thousand points is all I'm short. And I thought, what if I did a spend $60 and I'll give you $10 back? And you could do it back on your next order, or you could do $10 cash, whatever you want to do. But I've had 3 people message me that are going to spend $60 today that weren't going to. And some of them might buy the Italian bundle. I don't know. That'd be double QV. That'd be pretty cool. I featured it in the email, but I also featured the mystery bundles, which I think are really fun. And I actually just featured in general some of our summer items. And then I just simply said at that level, you'll also get a free gift from Epicure. One of the customers emailed back and said, I think I'm going to buy all 3 mystery bundles since you're going to give me $10 off. And I was like, that's all it took. Great. So maybe just an idea. You don't have to do 10, but hear it for what it is. What if instead of saying free shipping or free gift with purchase, we do those a lot. What if you called it up X amount off, from now until midnight on month end? What if you did a referral bonus? I also launched this today. Have a friend that places an order and I'll give you a $10 credit. $10 on anything you want. Because if they have a new friend come to me, that's amazing. And remember, the new friend can use the Epic 15. Or you could do you and your friend. If you refer a friend to me, you both get $10 once they place their first order. You could make this whatever you want, you guys. But I loved the idea of a referral bonus of some kind. Sometimes that's more enticing than just the save 15%. Because again, we see those types of offers. I mean, I'm so thankful Epicure's doing it, but I think other people do it. This stood out to me. And then one more I saw was book a party with me and get an extra little bonus. But if you have a friend book a party with me, I'll give you $10 or $15 to spend at their party. And I thought that was fun. And they're going to get the free, the half price, the host exclusive, all that. But I'll give you a little amount of money to spend at their party, encouraging them to put an order in, of course. So just different ideas that you could implement right away to see if you can get more sales coming in. And one of the things I'm finding right now, and Dana, I don't know if you want to add to this, I'm having to do a lot more talk to the person. Answer their allergen questions, put the order in for them. I did that for 2 customers this morning. Take their Venmo or PayPal or do you know what I mean? It's a little more manual, old school in August because they feel too busy to click on the link and put the order in themselves. So if you haven't thought about this, can you post a couple of times the next couple of days, email and do reach outs and say in it, let me know if you want me to put the order in for you. I'm happy to do the order. Let me know if you want me to fill your cart. And all you got to do is we got to figure out payment. That's what I would be doing.
Oh, I love that language, fill your cart. And that's exactly what I've done is I've gone through and looked at who's ordered marinara because I absolutely love that. I mean, I should be doing that every month, or every week, but I haven't had a chance. But this week I have a list of people that I am emailing. There was, I went back, I think about 18 months and just sending out those emails, and I'm going to add that language in now, fill your cart, because I think that I haven't emailed all of them yet. But yeah, I love Kayla's tips. Let me know if you some people, they at this point in the month, they're thinking it's over. This Kayla, she is a double, triple, quadruple down leader. And I love that about her because these tips are so valuable, and her just history of promoting leaders in this last week and really making that happen for them. So I love all of these tips, and start with that double QV. That's where I would spend my time, looking at who has and who needs a gift. Always asking. I always ask, who needs a gift?
And something else that I did, because I try to save up my host rewards for end of the month draws for anyone that ordered that type thing. I did go live, I think it was Saturday night, saying, if you spent, I think it was over 60, you'd go in for a draw of, I think it was $100 shopping spree. Anything else would be below that. Now that's a double-edged sword because it does good for this month, but then next month I'll be using the host rewards for it. Or unless, well, they have up to 2 months because they're fairly recent. So it's a weird balancing act of, yes, it might get sales in this month, which it hasn't yet, but then sales might be down next month because of it. But I do have 2 new hosts for early September. So I'm hoping that will help, and hoping to get some of the ambassadors moving as well. So,
And Barbara, who's your upline again? I know
Elizabeth Archibald and then Sarah Fennell.
Sarah. and then Sandra, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Cause that's pretty hefty, giving away $100. I don't know what you think about that, Kayla, but that is a lot to, like, I would do gift with purchase, additional gift with purchase. I like this credit. I know you've already put it into play now, but I think people will act, certainly I would act faster with a guarantee of something extra than a drawing into you know, $50 or $100, and that is very, very generous of you.
Okay. Like the host rewards, I have everything I need except for new stuff anyway. And I
Yeah.
now have most of my Christmas stuff back. So,
Yeah.
but I thought it might entice. But
Mhm. Yeah.
and I've never done that high before. Like normally at the end of month draws, it's like 20, $25, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, you know what I do for my monthly draw? I give away a meal solution. Like,
Okay.
you know, sometimes I do a little bit more than that, or a couple of meal solutions, dinner and dessert. So just something to keep in mind, because they may expect that in the future as well. Plus, when you have people in there watching what you're doing who are thinking, oh, maybe I want to become an ambassador, but how do I give away $100? Right? Like, they don't understand how that works, and that is free for you. But just to keep those things in mind as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did say that it was host rewards when I did it.
Yeah.
But if they don't watch the video, then they wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
point.
But I love your, you know, trying different things, see what's going to move people in this season where people are busy. But I love Kayla's language about, do you want me to place that for you, or can I load that cart for you, which is basically placing the order, but updated language. Who else has numbers, good news? Where are you at? Like, do you feel you're farther ahead than you were? Like, do you have that feeling of accomplishment with what you've done so far in your month? Could you do buy 100, get 100? I'm not sure what you mean. Is that Mickey? No, that's Julie. I'm not sure what that would look like, Julie. And I believe you're at work, so maybe after you can elaborate on that a little bit. Buy 100, get 100.
She was saying like she would be giving away $100. I would say like if anybody who buys $100 worth of product, if she wants to do a raffle, that there would be a winner to get $100, give $100 away. So, or the first person to buy $100, give the $100. If she was planning on giving 100, like I would want to say, I would want a significant sale out of that 100.
Yeah.
I see what you're
see
saying.
what
You're
you mean,
offering a suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Sorry, I was
Okay.
2 seconds delayed because I had a stoplight to do the text real quick.
Understand. Okay. I love what Kayla said about niching down as well. I mean, you know, Nate and her work the business together, and he has the pulse on what's happening as well. So to get his input, but really thinking about that in terms of social selling. And, you know, really we can think about that in terms of what Epicure is doing too, and these solution spotlights and what that is as well. That is niching down. Who else wants to share?
Sorry that I had to jump in quick. It was another customer placing an order over the phone, like old school. But I'm sharing that because like you just never know what you're going to throw out that's going to hit. So, and then Dana, you were asking me about my opinion on the $100 and I didn't get to add it. Here's the thing. You don't want to always do things you can't do forever, but also I do get right now wanting to stand out, wanting to get people's attention. I mean, if you're going to do something big, it's when you're either running for a promotion you're trying to close a gap for a specific reason, or you're trying to get your business re-going and get people's attention. I think it's one of those things like you don't want to make it so that they don't want to buy things full price. You don't want to make it so that parties don't want to be had. But I won't say that I've never done. I mean, I've given away an Instant Pot. I've done some crazy things back in the day. Like, I mean, Dana knows this is my income. So there's
Yeah.
moments where you just have to reflect and say, like, if I'm short, what would grab someone's attention? And I did have a moment a couple weeks ago. I decided against it, but I actually had a moment where I almost did like a bog bag giveaway in my customer group to get like engagement again. And I thought, no, I'm going to first try some other things that don't come out of my pocket. But if I was really struggling, I know the bog bag earlier this summer that we did with a team class, and there was funds to cover it. It didn't cost me anything. That was a huge hit. People were talking about it for weeks afterwards. So I thought, oh, that would be something that would grab my customers. So would I do things like that? Have I? Absolutely. But I really, really think them through and make sure I'm not going to regret that later. And I always try to think like, well, the payoff in the end, just like if you go to a vendor event, you're not so focused on just the sales. You're thinking, how many people did I meet? How many bookings did I get? As long as you have that thought when you create a promotion, I don't think there's a problem with it.
Yeah. Kayla, can I ask you a question too about your $10 credit? So when you say that you're offering that spend 60 and get a $10 credit, so that's against their next order?
They
Is that
can
what
choose
you're-
it. So if they want to take it right now, like she called, so I would take it off this order, but it was all 3 mystery bundles. Again, another one that wants to buy all 3. So like, then I just took it off and charged the $10 to my card.
Right.
But if
Okay.
if they want to place the order online, then I'll just credit them. Now, if they really messaged me and said, can I have it in cash? I mean, no one's going to say, write me a check for $10. But if they did, I mean, I would write them a check too. I actually
Yeah.
don't care how they want this. If they want to take it off their order now and it gets me sales in a month that's been slower, great. But if it makes them come back for the new season in October or next month or
Exactly.
whatever, I'm cool with it. So I think you could run it however you want. I would just try to like make your rules specific if you wanted a specific way. I left mine kind of more open to them. Just if they place it online and they don't care if it's the next one, great. If they call me or they say, hey, can you put this in so I can take my $10 off? Then I'm going to take it off right away. The referral one is one they refer someone and that person places an order, then I'll give them $10. So, I mean, they could rack that up if they referred a couple of friends. Maybe they just don't want to host a party, but they send 2 or 3 friends my way. I'll give them $10. So
Yeah.
actually, and that's a good thing too. If you ever have somebody say, oh, I'm going to tell my friend Bethany about you, circle back to those people if you decide to do it and say, hey, I'll give you a $10 credit the next couple of days if you get them to place an order. Good way to have other people helping you chase your goals, Barbara, and others is like using some of those lead systems, right?
Yeah, great. Great. Yeah, because you could do the $10 credit and say, when you place your order in the next 60 days and give them till the end of October or something like that.
And yeah, Julie, you're right. The reason I don't know if you were on yet when I said that, or maybe you were, I'm just trying something different I've not done with my customers to get their attention. I do Starbucks gift cards a lot. And honestly, even a $5 gift card gets them to take action a lot of times. In my parties, I'll do like, which way do you like your coffee? I'm giving away a $5 coffee card and I'll send Starbucks. I think it matters, or it depends. If you're really hard up for QV, you could also make it like a little bit of a higher priced Epicure item, like a jar or something, and then you could add it to the order for QV. But my customers aren't going to probably be as excited about that because I work my reorder business really hard already. So an extra product, I do giveaways and things randomly. They're going to be more excited about something I've maybe never done, like $10 off. I don't think I can't think of a time I've done that. But for Julie, maybe she's never done. I know Sam loves to do free spice jar with a purchase. So they know they're not getting just a meal solution, but they're getting a jar. And she varies it. If they're placing a huge order, she might give them a barbecue chicken and rib. But if it's a smaller order, then she gives them garlic aioli or whatever. And it's still a cool way to get more QV, more trip points, work for the promotion. So I really think, again, there it is too. It just depends on what you're working for, right? There's no right or wrong way to run your business. I think the biggest thing is to do. That's the way to do your business, is to do it right now in this season.
Do it, to take action. Yeah. Yeah. Who else? Has everybody shared? Like, I'm not sure where we're at here, or has everybody?
There were a couple more that maybe want to go. Denise, Marianne, I don't know if you guys want to. Julie, I don't know. Oh, Mickey shared in the chat just now.
The chat?
Yeah, Mickey, you almost got, okay, so Team QV is just 1903. That's really great, Mickey. Are you guys rallying for executives so you can attend summit? Because I mean, you could do this. I think you've been on for the whole call, so you probably heard lots of the ideas that I gave Barbara already, so I won't repeat, but love that you've got a plan for September. Love that it looks like you've got all kinds of great things in the works. So reach out. Okay, great. She said, great call. Perfect. Thanks, Mickey. I'm so
Oh,
proud of
good.
you. Look at you, girl.
Look at her taking action. Oh my
I
God.
know so much. Mickey, I know sometimes you are hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Keep going now. You've built consistent momentum the last couple months. You can feel it. Look at those numbers. Great job. Who else?
Can I ask a question about numbers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you made a comment earlier that somebody had said when they do, that focus on customers in the morning and then in the afternoon take care of my team, or later take care of my team. And I know that the goal is always to drive in the early part of the month to get, my own personal everything up and going. Is there like a pivotal point where you're like, okay, once you have yourself set, then look at your team, like, okay, the 20th of the month, start watching your numbers a little closer and see who you can talk to. Like, is there something in you or Dana in your mind's eye where you go, okay, time to do my reach and focus, or even help get people set up for the following month, that kind of thing, just from a leadership mindset, how you plan and do?
Dana?
Ah, that's a really good question.
It's like,
Ooh,
that's kind
dump the global director. Ah.
it's kind of one of those things, like, I feel like in every season of your business, it looks different based on your team size and all the things. But I would say I still use with any leader that doesn't have 50 or more teammates. So that's a lot. So it's almost all my leaders. I would say print out a calendar or use your planner, get all your party dates in, like you were saying, Stephanie. All the beginning part of what you were saying was spot on. And then I tell them in the first week, they need to know when the team meetings are or things you want them to connect to, what kind of the focuses are, and don't make it confusing. When you confuse, you lose. So like, what are we doing this month? In August, we were doing freezer meals, whichever org you were in. That's what's being offered for you if you want to just take advantage of something easy. Of course, we always have Discover Epic Living. I remind them of that in our org because that can be a customer group and or an opportunity event any week. And then I always say, this is, what I'm doing. I'm tracking all of our parties, and Rachel still, I think, does a random gift card drawing, Stephanie, to one lucky teammate for a $5 coffee gift card if you share your party dates, vendor events, etc. So then you go on your planner and you write it all in early in the month. So you kind of know, like, if you don't have 20 things, you guys, if there's not 20 things between you and your team, you don't have enough to hit 6,000. 20 things. This has been an equation I've used forever. So 20 things. So if it's you doing 5 things, that's amazing. That's probably why you're sitting at about 2,000 QB and not to hire, right? Or whatever it is. You can kind of just probably see it. And by the way, that you're probably going to have some things in 20, maybe not go as planned, but if you have 20 booked or more, you're going to be solid. And so then, Stephanie, it comes down to running my events really well and helping them run theirs, and or pinpointing the people that want more than the one thing they have on their calendar or want more than 0. And I work with them. Sometimes that takes, some time to get going, but that's why you got to do your personal first. You can control it easier. You can get yourself to 8 faster than you can get your team to get 8 typically, because you have the will and the drive and whatever. So yeah, is that helpful? And then Dana, what would you say?
It was extremely helpful. And I think what I am walking away with out of all of that is, when you confuse, you lose. I've never heard that phrase before, but I like it because there are some on my team and have been, in the past when I was leader, that there was this, and I was thinking of doing this and then doing this. And if people hold their arm up like this and then do this and then order a pesto, like the whole incentive is so confusing. I'm like, nobody's going to order because.
Oh, you're muted, Stephanie. Where'd she go?
I think she turned her camera off and muted, but maybe it was where she's driving.
She there?
No. Anybody else will wait for her to come back that didn't
I'm
get
sorry,
to share,
where
or that has questions, that wants to pick our brain for the last few minutes? Stephanie, you disappeared for a while.
Stephanie,
My son called in and apparently it blocks you when that happens.
Oh.
I don't know where you lost me. Anyway, that confuse you lose was very helpful. And the other answer was also helpful.
okay, and for me, what I would add is, and I don't know, somebody said mornings is customers and afternoons is, okay, so that's a way to delineate. I think for everybody, it's different. For me,
Yeah.
new ambassadors are always the focus, to touch with them. And then for my team, in my head, I set aside kind of time on Tuesday to connect with people, check the stats. Tuesday, Friday, I'm checking the stats, sending out congratulations, seeing where people are at. I don't have a set day of the month that I go in and look at things. I'm checking my stats because I mean, this is my business. I do it full time. So I'm checking them, a few times a week, Stephanie, if not daily, depending on where we're at and what we're running for, who's running, that type of thing. And especially for new ambassadors, because I want to congratulate them, even though I'm in contact with them when they've taken action. I want to be, you're on the board or you're here or whatever that is. Is that helpful?
That is helpful. I'm hearing, actually, I've thought before, like, I need to just focus on all of my business, like Saturday through Wednesday, because Wednesday's my earning cutoff for my paycheck. Then on Thursday, Friday, turn to my team. How can I help set you up for, the following week to get the paycheck you want, that kind of thing. And then my work week's over and then I can do, my stuff again.
Yeah.
So.
Wow,
Okay.
thank you for sharing that, because I never thought about that. Focus on mine Saturday to Wednesday and then take some time. Okay, that's an interesting way to think of it as well.
Yep.
And
I also,
just after my father passed, I was like, how am I going to keep this afloat? Just even basic stay active. And my goal was 1 tank of gas per week. Like that was kind of what I mentally set up. And in reorders, a tank of gas a week. And so I had to sell a certain amount by Wednesday night to have that tank of gas. So that's kind of where I made that Wednesday marker, and it's worked out.
I love that.
and I was going to say it to everyone. When I think of my business, I think of wins, like wins always win. So if someone on your team does something good, your 2 minutes of checking in on your team that day might be to drop in your team chat and celebrate someone. And don't always feel like you have to celebrate them all for mediocre participation. Celebrate the person winning. Even if they're 3 weeks in a row, it's their name. I'll tell you what, that drives the behavior you want more than lowering the bar. And I'm not saying there's not weeks where you're going to say, I want to celebrate everyone that's qualified, or I want to celebrate, Susie Joe, because she went out and went live for the first time. Always a place for wins. Wins always win. You can't go wrong with celebrating wins as your one little team checkpoint if you're really busy that week running personal business. But I really can't say it enough. Some leaders, I think, get to leadership and then they kind of forget like those basic things. Like, are you doing a little offering that month for everyone that qualifies? Maybe you do a gift card drawing. I know I do little things like my newbies, when they qualify, get a little water bottle from me, and our team all matches when they get them. Like, just little things. Like, what do you do to create community and winning? So you don't always have to babysit your team, and your job isn't like doing team stuff. They have got to be motivated themselves. Your role is to run a personal business and to love on, mentor, guide to the tools, Yeah, Nicole.
Okay, so when I hit leader the first time around, I had done all the things. I actually have, and I still have a group chat with everyone who's still under me. And the first person who qualifies that month, I go, oh my God. So, everybody a woohoo for, so-and-so for being our first qualified ambassador for the month. And I do that every single month. And I check in with them and I, share, hey, have you checked out Amelia's live, or, the things, but I make sure that I'm doing my business first and then checking in with them. And those that have like the red dot, right, that they're going to expire at the end of the month, I check in with them the first of the month. Hey, I noticed that you are, about to lose your consultant status or ambassador status. How would you like to work this month? Do you need some help? How can I help you? And then I check in with them on the 15th if they haven't done anything. And I, say again, hey, like there's the, freezer meal class going, and get some people in there. How can we help you? And then just the things, right? Always welcome the new people in. Always like say, oh, it's so and so's birthday. Let's all give them a happy birthday. Those things. Again, first time around at leadership for Christmas, I actually shared our very first season launch kit because we were in COVID. So I had bought each of them aprons, had them printed up with something like, in this kitchen we lick the spoon, and things like that, just funny ha-has. But then I also shared pieces of the season launch kit, and I shipped them to them, right? It was like Merry Christmas and thanks so much for being part of our team. Things like this. I mean, I still do like the little things, even though I'm not a leader, I still pour into them because they are still with me and they're still part of this amazing community. And I want them to feel special. That's how I am.
Yeah, that's your personality, isn't it? That's authentically you. Yeah. I love that. I love in this kitchen, we lick the spoon. Okay, anyone else as we wrap this up? Kayla, what did you want to share?
No, I think this was a call with a lot of ideas. I hope you guys got some fire and you're fired up to see what you can do these last couple days. Again, take it from me. I'm planning to use every second I have. I'm going to get off of here and use every ounce I can until I pick Macaulay up from the bus stop, and doing that these next couple days. Knowing that I definitely feel like there's already even been a shift, even if your kids aren't back in school yet, kind of those last minute August vacations, those holidays, the groove, the routine, cooler weather set in here in Wisconsin. I don't know about you guys, but we had to wear sweatshirts this morning. It's in the air. Sorry to those of you in Arizona. I know that's not the case. But to the rest of us, it's feeling like fall. And so I think just really being encouraged, like August was a summer month for sure. I felt it. I think again, each year we'll have to navigate what it's like. I think seasons change and transitions are different every year, but making sure you guys know the month's not over is the biggest thing. And set yourself up for next month. Gosh, don't wait. Rachel Cross would tell you if she was on this call. Rachel, what do you tell future leaders? Be consistent and never try to book your month in the month you're in. You have got to be better than that as a leader and book ahead. That is what she would tell someone. Right, Denise? Be consistent and be ahead of it. Look at Denise. Denise is like, yeah, she's a lunatic. But like, be consistent and be on top of it so that you're not struggling the month of. Now, if you're adding vendor events or something pops up, yes, absolutely. But it's just harder to get someone to stop from their busy life and say, yeah, I'll have a party next week than it is when they're 3 months out. When I asked Rachel, what were your best August events? She said, my only really good ones were booked in May or June for August.
Okay.
So you got to be thinking like, we're not crazy. We're not preaching it to like be self-righteous here or feel like special. We're saying it from the rooftops because it's true. And as you do vendor events, I know Denise, you do a lot of them. I book the best ones I do a year in advance. I've been down for December 4th for like an entire year. I'm down for September 9th for an entire year. There's no difference there. They want to know who their Epic Care gal is going to be for those events. Why wouldn't you want to know who your hosts are going to be? If you treat this business like your vendor event coordinator, why don't you want to know who your hosts are ahead of time? Now, again, I know that not everybody has a full calendar yet. You're working on that, but having the mindset that it's okay if they don't book right now, get them booked for October, November then. That's the only way you break the cycle. Okay? Was this call helpful? Nicole, was this helpful? Denise, did you take away some things? Mickey, Marianne, was this helpful? I hope so. Okay, good. Nicole said yes. She's got notes. Great. Thanks, Nicole. At first, I thought it was only going to be a private coaching session with Nicole and I, and we just jumped right in. So at the beginning, I dove in like you were all on here. So Nicole, thanks for being a good sport and being awesome. Marianne, let me know if you need anything. I know you're in our org and you can't talk always on the calls because it's during the day, but if you need anything, let me know. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.